I found this recipe off of allrecipes.com, and I will leave a link to it down in the description box down below. The recipe actually calls for sweet Italian sausage, but I could not find sweet Italian, so I just have regular Italian sausages. And now I'm going to get ready to add my beef in there, my ground beef, and I'm going to just mix it in and blend it until it gets brown. And you can find all the measurements in the recipe down below. And this recipe calls for a Dutch oven, but I don't have one, so I'm working with what I have. Here I'm adding my onions and my garlic. I added a little bit more garlic because I love cooking with garlic. Now I'm adding the crushed tomatoes, the tomato paste, and the tomato sauce. And you can just add or take away to make the recipe your own. Here I'm adding water, and I'm giving a good stir, and I'm adding in my sugar, my dried basil leaves, my fennel seeds. I'm adding in some Himalayan pink salt, Italian seasoning, parsley, and I'm adding in some black pepper. So I'm gonna let this, cook and simmer for like an hour and a half. Now it's time for the ricotta cheese mixture with my egg, my parsley, and my Himalayan pink salt. The recipe calls for just salt, but I'm fancy like that, so yeah. This was real fun, me making my lasagna for the first time. So because it was my first time, I went and caught me a recipe offline. And plus, I like finding recipes and making things and tasting other people's recipes and foods. I think that's very fun. So yeah, I didn't show you guys me making the noodles, but you just boil noodles like you boil noodles. And now I'm just, prepping it up, getting it together, getting ready to put it in the oven, doing my layers, doing my thing. Yes, I'm doing my thing. And it was so good. It turned out very well, so I'm very proud of myself. I can't believe after all this time I have never made lasagna. I just thought it was complicated. I just was like, oh no, that's just too much. All those layers and all that stuff, it was just too much. So you're ready to put it in the oven here, and you're gonna bake it for like 25 minutes with the foil on, and then you're gonna take it out and you're gonna take off the foil and bake it for like another 25 minutes or however long you want to bake it, depending on how long or how you want your lasagna to be. And voila, here is it going into the oven for another 25 minutes. Come on, get it in the oven, girl. There you go. Now it's ready. And I didn't wait for it to cool off, so you might want to wait for it to cool off so the cheese can kind of settle and everything. But we was hungry up in here, so we had to get our eat on, y'all. Was this the world's best lasagna? I don't know. To me, it probably was because I have never made any other kind of lasagna. So the family enjoyed it, I enjoyed it, and hey, shout out to World's Best Lasagna.
So good that you want to slay your weed, child.